Michelle.
Hi, hello, my name is Desiree. I am the nutrition counselist here. And so, what's been going on?
So for the past couple of years, I noticed that I've been gaining and losing weight.
Okay. So I see that you're seeking weight counseling because you've been gaining more weight. So we're going to like discuss that aspect of why you're gaining weight, and I'm just gonna ask you like a couple of things so that we could get on track on how to manage it.
Okay.
All right. So, what would be a happy weight, you'd say, for you? What would be a happy
ideal weight, I would say 150 pounds.
150 pounds. Okay. So what do you think contributes to the weight gain that you have right now?
So recently, I haven't gone to college. I'm taking a break, and I've just been at home. I don't go to work, so I've been home, just kind of just doing nothing. Just always laying down. I go to the gym probably like twice a week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I see. All right. So now let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make changes? And also, how confident do you feel to make changes and achieve those goals?
I would say 8.
Okay, so that would be an 8.
Mm-hmm.
So why 8 out of on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 8 because so we're 6 in a family. I do groceries with my mom, and I have younger siblings, so most of the time we just buy candy or sweets. Yeah.
And also junk food and chips.
Yeah, mostly junk food basically.
Okay.
Although I try to stay away from it, doesn't always happen.
But do you also buy like things like fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, we buy fruits, vegetables.
Okay. All right. So in order to try to manage your weight gain, I also do need like a brief diet history. Like, what's a typical day like? A typical day that day like for you with your whole balanced diet. Like, what do you eat throughout the day? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you have breakfast? Things like that.
So I go to the gym twice a week.
Okay.
And if I don't go to the gym, I'm mostly just home, staying home throughout the whole day. My meals, sometimes I skip breakfast. I usually drink coffee in the morning. Lunch, sometimes I skip that one too.
Okay, so you skip either breakfast and lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you always have dinner?
Yes, I always have dinner. My dinner would consist mostly of protein and carbs, but more of carbs.
All right, and what kind of carbs and protein do you usually eat on a typical day?
For carbs, I would say rice.
Okay.
Or potatoes.
Rice or potatoes?
Or bread.
And bread, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then for protein, like what kind of protein do you think you're eating? For protein, it's like your meats, beans, anything like that. What kind of protein do you eat?
Mostly meat. Either pork, chicken. I don't eat beef a lot. So
okay. All right. So, with your diet history, do you when you eat throughout a typical day, do you like to take out? Do you cook?
Maybe once a week we take out, but for the rest of the days I cook for dinner.
Okay. Do you also, what about for lunch? Do you cook for lunch or do you take out for lunch?
For lunch, I cook as well. I guess sometimes take out.
Okay. And your lunch, how is how is your how is each meal different than, like, how, let's say, okay, so let's say for lunch, like, what would you usually incorporate in your lunch?
Lunch, I think it's mostly just meat. Sometimes mostly just meat, a little bit of vegetables.
Okay.
I try not to eat too much of carbs. For dinner, um, I have most of everything, like vegetables, protein, carbs.
All right. And then, so with your diet history, um, what I just want to know, like, what other things are you with your what other things are you struggling with that you want to fix in your diet history? Like, I believe you mentioned that since you're not in school and then you're not like active or productive throughout the day, you think about eating.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what kind of things do you struggle with there?
I guess just being more active.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like going to the gym more often than I should. Um, as for food, also trying to eat my meals on time,
Okay.
and snacking differently. Cause
And what kind of
snacking,
snacks do you eat? Let's say at night, late at night.
I would say junk food, either chips, ice cream, something sweet. I don't know. I always eat something sweet after meals. That's what I crave for.
All right. And then, do you know what other challenges you're trying to face if you want to do like if you have a specific weight goal? What do you think is your main challenge that you would have to face?
I guess just eating. I would say eating properly.
What do you mean eating properly?
For like a couple of days, I would, I guess, eat healthy, and then the next day I eat junk again.
Okay.
And then the next day I probably eat junk again, and then I go back to eating healthy. Like trying to have a consistent diet.
Trying to sustain consistent diet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I see that you do have about 3 goals that you'd like to do. One of them is to try to maintain, like, also try to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
You would want to stay active and productive, go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that one would be a major factor for losing weight, staying active, staying productive throughout the day, so that you won't think about eating as much, because you said you also do tend to do binge eat. That's a really good goal. Another goal that you'd like to do would be maintaining a stable diet, because you do skip breakfast or you skip lunch throughout the day. I think maybe skipping meals isn't such a bad thing. I think we should start off with including different things in whenever you're eating. I think it's okay to maybe skip some meals, but at least when you're having like lunch, let's say, or when you're having dinner, I think you should include more vegetables. You could have the same amount of protein, same amount of rice. Just try to start off small with like vegetables. Try to include more fruits as well. Like when you're doing grocery shopping, think about like the fruits that you like to eat, that you would like to eat during your after your meal, or like during your meal, or when you're trying to snack throughout the day. I think that's best to just try to include more fruits in your diet and more vegetables in your diet. But the skipping meals part, I think that if you are already used to it, I think it would be a little bit hard to try to wake up early and maintain that. Like, okay, I have to have breakfast, I have to have lunch, I have to have dinner.
Right.
So I think those are three good goals. So we could do like being more active, um, including more fruits and vegetables in your diet. As aside from, I guess, I think you've also mentioned that you like to sleep late and that you binge eat in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, I think your like sleeping pattern is also important as well. So what I would do is that if you are staying more active, I think you will have a better sleeping pattern,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're doing stuff throughout the day, then you would have, they say you have a good sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not doing things throughout the day, then you won't really have a good sleep at night. You like to sleep really late, and then you start thinking about eating. Okay, so thank you for your diet history and trying to come out and reach to me about your weight gain. I'm gonna keep that in mind for now. Aside from the other issues that you're having, I think what's best here is that we keep like a food journal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give you this food journal. I'm gonna come. Okay, so this is gonna be your food journal. You're gonna log in what you eat every day, so that I think if you're aware of what you eat, it will help you see and maybe hopefully make changes to what you eat, and maybe include like things like we said, like vegetables and fruits. So you could log in your journal in there. I think we're gonna have a session maybe every week. Let's say a follow-up session, or maybe every 2 weeks,
Okay.
so that we can manage your weight loss and how well you're doing with that. And I think also what's best would be maybe weighing you after the end of every week, so we could see your progress, to see how well you're doing with it at the moment. Okay, so good luck with everything. I hope that we can achieve the goals that you've wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully make progress throughout this whole throughout the whole weight management that you've tried to come to reach out with me. Right, so I'll
Okay.
see you.
Thank you
I'll
so
see you
much.
next week. All right.